Good evening, James. Good evening, everybody. Mark, Alan, Tammy, everybody out there. Cheryl, excuse me, Diane. Shanana, welcome to the show. This is the late night. Hey, Marinee. This is the late night edition, April, of the show Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm CmdrAleon. It's about 11:15, 11:17. We're only about 15 minutes late. Good to see everybody here. Not too bad. Young Skywalker, everybody coming in. And we're going to have a great show tonight. We had a great show last night. We have all our shows are downloaded. We have 2 shows last night and those show that was yesterday morning. We have 2 shows that we're going to be loading up on YouTube. Our channel for the Encounters show that's recorded is on YouTube, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. So if you've missed any of our shows over the last few months or whatever, you can have a lot of catching up to do. And that's every, on any of the shows that we've done previously. They'll be on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. And you're watching, again, Encounters. My name is CmdrAleon. I'm a contactee. I also am with the Ashtar Command. I came from off-planet. I was intergalactic communicator between our fleets and all the galactic levels of light on our communication ship. And also, I come from Mars originally. Hey, Deborah, Young Skywalker. And we are here on Mission Earth. Hey, Jan R., good to see you. Good to have, excuse me, good to have everybody with us. We got the apple cider going tonight. I think I need to drink some sweet tea. Good to see you. Nothing like some good apple cider in good old New England. And soon we'll have local apple cider, so I'm really excited. Hey, One Toyota, good to see you. Hey, Cheryl, user 880. We're late again. Better late than never, as they say. Whoever said that, but it's better late than never. But we're not too late. Last night we were really late. Last night we didn't get on here until I think it was after midnight. So we're doing pretty good. We're not too early and we're not too late. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Hey, Len, good to have you with us. Greetings. Trisha Northstar, good to see you. Trisha, Jan R., everybody in there. Please share and like. Our goal is to get 100,000 likes tonight. We're at 1.6. And if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the number 1.6. When you tap on the screen, those little hearts that you see, everybody makes them happen. So, hey, Time Shot, good, Tim Shot, good to see you. Shanana, just on time. You're just definitely on time. Susie Beach Toes, welcome. Creative, good to see you, Creative. And my cat's now walking into the other room. Okay, there we go. And we have Destroyer with us. Welcome, Destroyer. Missa, 75, Sherry Smith. I'm also a professional talk show host. So if you're new to the show, I've been on radio for, well, a lot longer than 21 years, but I've been on for 21 years on NPR Radio, WESUFM.org, every Sunday morning with the Cosmic Eye Ashtar Command radio show dedicated to the Ashtar Command. And hey, Jody K, and so you're watching this show, which is dedicated as well to my brothers and sisters off planet of the Ashtar Command. But this is really a different kind of spiritual, this is a different kind of UFO show, let's put it this way. It's not your typical UFO show. It never will be. Hey, Deanna, good to see you. I go where no other talk show goes on the subject matter. I deal with the space beings. I deal with the intergalactic levels on this. I deal with stuff on all levels, from contactees to abductees, merc people. You want to talk about the Bigfoot. You want to talk about the fairies. You want to talk about the Garther Network. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. You know, I deal with all these things. I go where no other UFO show on any social media goes. I don't care if it's on Discovery Channel or whatever. We're live. They're all recorded. All those documentaries on the Discovery Channel and History Channel, they're all recorded things. Here's where it's happening. You want disclosure? It's happening here. All that stuff's happening here. And if you've watched my show long enough from the get-go, you know that things happen here that happen nowhere else. And it's true, it happens. I don't make it happen. It just happens to be that it happens here. Thank you, Deborah. And if you're coming through, like scanning TikTok and going, wow, what's this over here? Who is this guy? What is Encounters? Well, I got you. This is an actual talk show. Yeah, this is an actual talk show that I created over a year ago right here. I could have done it on YouTube, but I chose to do it here. And this is where it is. The best thing you'll ever see. If you're like bored stiff and you are saying, I wish there was something good on, turn off your TV set, turn on your TikTok, and watch this show tonight. Because I guarantee you, whatever guests we have on here, they're going to be the best people in the world, bar none. Hey, Rita Sanders, good to see you. And I send my love to my space parents on the ship. I haven't done that yet, but they're watching. That's right. You don't know this, do you? For those that are new, I have my mother, my father, my brother, and 2 sisters. They watch the show on a spaceship. Yeah, they got monitors. They monitor my show all the time. They're watching every show. They love my show. Matter of fact, probably a good portion of the Astro Command, when they're not doing their mission work, are watching my show tonight. So we could have thousands upon thousands of space people watching the show, amongst the hundreds and hundreds of people that are on TikTok interacting with me right now. Soulfully Sweet, good to see you. So I acknowledge that. I know that to be true. That's what makes this show different. The connection between those on the spaceship watching us on a monitor right now, and they just love the show. Good to have everybody with us here. We're going to do some interviews tonight. Pretty sure we will. Some of the things we also do that is unusually different from any other UFO talk show, with people with suit and ties on, interviewing former generals that tell them absolutely nothing. Former generals that were in the Pentagon that tell them absolutely nothing. They act like they're really about disclosure, but they tell them nothing. Benny Luker, good to see you. I am totally amped up tonight on a Thursday night going into Friday morning. We'll see where things go here. Commercial Diver. Hey, Commercial Diver. Any stories of underwater encounters? Yeah, actually, my sister April up in Vermont, who's with our Astro Command people. Hey, Papa Smurf. Hey, Gary. She's been, the last few weeks, she's been under the waters, and they were helping people that were being attacked by our government, our Earth-based surface government, with negative ETs using reverse technology, lasers. So to answer your question, there are space people that live in the ocean. For new people who don't know this, in the depths of our oceans in various parts of our planet, there are actual space cities, what you call them. I call them space cities, or really underwater cities of advanced civilizations of people that live in the oceans. The mer people, of course, and other life forms. So yeah, we have had stories about that. My friend April, who had been helping on the ships to help people that were hurt by this technology that was given to the government to use against those life forms in the oceans. A lot of people don't realize that there are many, many beings of light that live in our oceans. Very deep in the remote areas of our oceans have their cities, and they live and they have protected areas that were being attacked by the surface government, the top secret levels of the surface government working with negative ETs. And that had been going on for quite some time, but it's being stopped. So to answer your question more fully, yes. Let's see here. So the way things work here on the show, and we already got somebody. Now, if you want to be a guest, let me give you the parameters of being a guest on Encounters, because it's a really good thing. We have a pretty good protocol or whatever that we use. You have to be over 18, no cursing on the show, no smoking on the show, no vaping on the show, no kids on the show, no paranormal discussion on the show. Everything is focused on this cosmic, spiritual UFO area. It could be like a visitation. You have positive contact with ETs. You might be an abductee or something like that. You can be involved in crop circle research. You might be involved in the inner earth information. You get the kind of gist of where I'm going here. So we really stay really laser focused on what we're doing here. We're not sidetracked whatsoever. Let me see who we got going. Hey, Pinel, good to see you. And before I bring people up, I usually want to know in a sentence or two what you want to talk about. So if you tell us in a sentence or two that if you have the amount of people necessary to come up live, let me know what you want to tell us about, what's going on. Are you having contact physically? Tell us about your, if you're being positive or having an abduction experience. The gist. I want to really kind of dig into what you out there want to share with us as your own story that you're going through. Maybe you've had UFO sightings. Maybe you're taking track of many UFO sightings in your area, wherever you are around the planet. Let us know about that. We want to hear your stories. You're documenting things. We want to know about that, right? I think I was abducted in the 80s. Lynn, would you like to come up and talk about it? Lynn says, I think I was abducted in the 1980s. And, certainly if you come up here, you're welcome to join us. I myself, as your host, am a contactee. I've had all positive things. That was back in the 1960s. So I'm a hey, Deborah, good to see you here. I'm a contactee. Their agenda with us is being used as a science experience. John Pohl, whose agenda? Whose agenda, John? John Pohl says the agenda with us, I guess you're saying the agenda with humanity is being used as a science experience. Whose agenda? Can you be more specific? Galactic Federation of Light. Hey, hi, Star. Welcome to the show. Gary Haas, welcome back, Serene, Arcturian Palladian. Hey, hi, Star. Good to see you. With your connections with the Syrian, Arcturian, and Palladian, welcome to a place called Encounters. I myself work directly with the Ashtar Command, and I'm also a talk show host of the show here. Monica Dorset, welcome. The only thing I didn't like about my experience was when I got scared and they looked at me like a monster. So Daniel, I'm just reading your story a little bit here. What happened to you? Evidently something happened. Lynn Dean says, woke in the middle of the night to a loud humming. Hey, Hetty. I'm reading people's notes about their stories. I basically will randomly pick somebody based on what I'm hearing about the stories they're telling me right now. So it's going to be random, folks. So we'll see. Lights in my room. Interesting. High starts. The frequency is rising on Earth's solar flares. Interesting. Everyone has something interesting here that I'm reading. I'm reading some real interesting things. You're watching Encounters, UFO Contact. This is a show that deals with the whole galactic area. Astronomy has answers, High Star says. Let me see here. Welcome, Hair Bear. Cheryl, welcome to the show. Let's see. And a few, excuse me, John Connors, welcome, Jakes. So what I want to know, and I think what I'm going to do is just randomly go back. I'm trying to figure this out from some of these comments. Lynn Dean, I'm going to bring Lynn Dean up. Lynn Dean talks about, I think she was abducted. Lynn Dean, I'm going to bring you up as a guest and hope my screen stays bright. If you come up, you'll be my first guest on the #1 UFO spiritual talk show on social media. So Lynn Dean, I have graciously asked if you would come up here and join us on the show tonight. You have enough followers to do that. Let's see here. Look out windows to ring of lights in the sky. So Lynn Dean, I'm reading your comments. I do see you. Lindeen, the commander's calling out to you. We'd like to have you on the show. If you press the acceptance on the request button, I'll bring you up on here live, and you can be a guest on the show tonight. Let's see what's going to happen here. And with this show, folks, you never know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of the show. Lindeen.
Yes.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Encounters.
Thank you.
Yes, and whereabouts are you, Lynn?
We're in North Carolina.
Oh, great. I hear a TV in the background. Is there any way to turn that down? Or okay.
I'll take care of it. I promise. You can prove to me that you are responsible enough to take care of a pet, then fine. Yes. How am I going to do that? You don't have a pet. Well, you know.
Okay, now we can hear you. Welcome to the show out there in North Carolina. So we welcome you to our show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And can you tell us, let's go backwards to, I was reading your sentences. Can you tell us a history of when this thing started with you, what happened from the beginning?
Well, in the late 80s, I'd say about 89, maybe possibly early 90s, I'm not real sure, but it was an occurrence that happened in the middle of the night that woke me up to a loud humming noise. As a child, I lived by a electrical plant, and I know that noise pretty well. So I woke up, looked out the window, and there was like a ring of lights that, of course, weren't supposed to be there. And like serious fear came through me, about I was looking at something I probably shouldn't be seeing. I don't know what made me think that thought or how that, I just know the feeling that it gave me. It's pretty frightful. So, I slid right back down into the bed, put the covers over my head, and went immediately back to sleep. I don't know how I was able to do it, but I was.
Wow. About
a week or two later, of course, I told everybody the next day. Nobody believed me. They thought it was funny. And about a week or two later, my entire family had an experience where they were driving. I'm talking about two families, two brothers, two sisters, and their children driving. Wow. And also seen a ship above their head. The people that I had told about it. And we called the airport trying to figure out, what this was we were seeing. They said they didn't have anything on radar. And this was in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then had another experience in 2022 where we literally filmed, and I'll send this to you, at Costco, Christmas shopping in November, an aircraft of, it may have been ours, it may have not. I don't believe that it was. I've never seen anything like it. Right in the night sky over top of Costco. I mean, a whole slew of people out in the parking lot. I mean, we literally videotaped this. We have this on video.
I want to see that.
I'll be glad to send it to you.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that. And so with these sightings that were happening up and through 2022, I get the impression, and I only read bits and pieces of your comments, did you have physical visitation?
I've never had anything other than the fact that no dreams or anything like that I thought that I may have been that night. Why, I don't know. Because of what I've seen, I thought maybe. And then, in 22, when we seen it, well, of course, when my family all seen it a couple of weeks later, I thought for sure, oh my goodness, you might have been abducted.
That's when something's happening because you see it, then your whole family sees it.
Yep.
So what are you thinking when you start realizing that your whole family's seeing these spaceships? Isn't there like a sense of maybe something else more in depth is going on than just there? Here we are, we're up in the sky. videotape us, and we're now going to go over your families, and they're going to see it. There's something else happening, don't you think?
It's crazy. Yeah, I certainly do.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think I was afraid, but through time, it doesn't make me as fearful as it did
Mm-hmm.
that night. And I
Mm-hmm.
almost feel like I get a feeling of don't be fearful.
Did you feel that in your case, did you feel like when you saw these rings of light? I know you like that point. You were kind of. It sounds like you were kind of scared. Correct?
Terrified, yes.
You were terrified.
That's my first encounter of anything, ever seeing anything.
So you were terrified.
Yes.
So after that happened, when this started happening again, were you terrified the second time after seeing it again, or were you feeling different?
Not at all. Different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very much different. Almost a sense of validation that
Validation.
that they understood that I was serious and that I did see something and I heard something and that did happen. It's almost like I wanted them to believe, hey, you got to understand that this really happened.
Yeah. So, because when you're dealing with something like extraterrestrial spaceships and you have this other experience again after the terrifying experience, and usually there's two things that happen when people have an encounter like that. You're either terrified because you don't know what's going on, and
Exactly.
the mind is like, what is going on here? And then now you said the second time you didn't feel any terror. You didn't feel terrified whatsoever. Yeah. So
the one in 22,
yeah,
it was almost like an outer body experience, seeing that and then walking on in the store in a kind of like stupor and continuing with my Christmas shopping. It was like nothing.
Yeah. The thing is that it's possible. I get the feeling that the fact that the whole family eventually got to see everything, I'm not getting, it sounds like I'm not getting anything negative from, now how did the rest of the family feel when they also had this happen?
When I told them about it, I was really excited, but when they told me about it, they were just speechless, excited. Literally, my sister came home and called the airport and wanted to know what kind of ship they would have that would, or what kind of plane they would have that would hover. I mean, it literally stopped over there where they were in the vehicle. They all stopped and got out. It scared the children. Now, the adults were just in awe.
Did you have any, someone's asking, May is asking, did you have lost time, like missing time?
I wouldn't know the first night that I seen it because I woke up out of sleep just to a loud humming noise. And of course, when I looked out the window, the bed was up against the window. So when I looked out the window, I just literally sit up on my knees and looked out. And when I finally focused on what I was looking at and said, oh my goodness, what is that? At first I wasn't scared, but then a feeling of fear came through me when I thought, I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing this.
Yeah.
Then I just literally slid back down and went back under the blanket and did not come back out. I don't remember going to sleep. I just know I went to sleep.
Yeah, and I read energy on people's stories, whether it be positive, negative, or in between, and I'm not getting anything negative from this, so it's very interesting. Obviously, you don't feel like you were taken or anything.
I never knew. I just really didn't know if it was something they wanted me to remember, if it's something that an experience, a piece of it they wanted me to remember. But as the years went by, I never really would be fearful of hearing or seeing anything.
Yeah.
But there's only been a few times that I have actually seen something.
Yeah. And so in 2024, this year, or let's say, have you had any other encounters or anything else happen that you can remember?
No, just those 2 times. No.
Wow, interesting. Well, those are great stories. I want you to send me a copy of that video.
I certainly will.
I do post videos on my YouTube channel. My shows are all posted on the YouTube channel. If people miss a show, it's Astro Command Spaceship News. All the great shows are on there. And also here, if you send me a copy of the video, I'll give you my email address for the show. It's CmdrAleon@AOL.com. And you can send it there. I'll review it, and I'll take a look at it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to grab a piece of paper to get
Yeah, no
this.
problem. You got a very active house going there tonight, huh?
It's unfortunate, but as
that's a good
soon as
thing.
they seen me get on with you, everything erupted.
Well, that's because they're all like saying she's on the show with the number one UFO spiritual talk show.
You're
Of course
exactly
they
right.
want to be.
By the way, we love your show.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that very much.
All right, what's
And
that?
for
What's that again? Now that email?
Yeah, the email is CmdrAleon@AOL.com.
All right, at AOL.
Yeah, at AOL. Yeah.
All right, and just to make sure I got this, I got CmdRALANO.
Nope, CmdRAleon. CmdrAleon. CmdRAleon
Gotcha.
at AOL.com. There you go.
We got you.
All right. Hey, Lynn, North Carolina, thanks for sharing that story. You're our first guest tonight.
Thank
you. I appreciate you very much. Thanks
we
for being here.
We appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, you too. I'm going to bring Lynn down. So that's our first guest. And being the host of the show, I choose my guests. I choose what I want to say, what I want to do. Isn't that the beauty of being the host of a show, that no one can tell you what to do? If anyone tells me what to do, don't ever do that, because that's going down the wrong, tunnel, so to speak. So if you've had any encounters, sightings, if you've had positive visitations, if you've been abducted by non-terrestrials, definitely we want to hear about it. The one thing I'm going to, pretty much say about what's happening on Earth right now is this planet is billions and billions and billions of years old. There's been life here for billions of years. Throwing out all the history books, all the traditional science, and every other piece of garbage that we've been taught to believe since I grew up as a kid in the 60s. And whether you're, we're growing up in the 80s as a kid or 70s or 90s, I can tell you, that most of that stuff was there to have us brainwashed to believe certain things that our current world wants us to believe. The truth is, we are basically having a human experience, but we are not really from here. Now, there's different people with different belief systems, different agendas, what they believe out there in the world, different websites that are created by human beings that have different agendas about traditional Earth ways of living, the more limited 3D world belief system. I bust the matrix on everything. I don't care where you are, who you are, what you are. I'll bust the matrix. Number one, the whole thing with the ice wall, people with the ice wall. When that started happening, there's no ice wall. If you believe that, that's because somebody down the road, whenever it started, somebody wrote a website and started the whole thing. We have an ice wall, And then there's this other thing. These people that believe that, we have an invisible glass bubble around our planet that we can't go anywhere. Well, of course we can't go anywhere unless we are advanced enough and spiritually in tune, in alignment with the higher levels of consciousness. Of course we can't do that. But there is no glass bubble around us or figurement. These people that want to have this thing about the figurement, throw that out the window. If you really believe that, then you're still stuck in the 3D world. You're still stuck in a limited concept time frame. See, where I come from, I work with the Ashtar Command. I'm from the Ashtar Command. There's no limitations. All the planetary worlds of light that truly exist, all the men and beautiful people and women and families that come from other planets, they live in a very harmonious relationship. They're living in a higher state of consciousness. Oh, get me amped up, folks, on this kind of stuff, man. It'll blow your mind. I want people to realize that we're in a state of higher level of vibration now than we were 30 years ago. Our planet's not full of people that are not waking up. We're not a bunch of zombies. We're not a bunch of robots. We're living, breathing human beings having an experience. Now, if you think we are being controlled by someone else, then that's part of the limitations of being in the matrix. if you understand that you can expand your consciousness, that you can grow, that you can become a spiritually enlightened cosmic human being, that's the way to go, right? That's the way to go. If you prescribe to the belief systems of people in colleges and universities that are professors telling you this is the way it's going to be, I'm sure there's some professors in the world that are into the cosmic levels of light, but you're living on a planet where limitation has always been ruling our world. Not just the current human history, we're talking about billions and billions of years of history. There's been advanced civilizations here, and there's been civilizations that have had downfalls on our planet. Galactic civilizations have come and gone. We went downward in current human history, and now we're going back up. We're going back up into the awakening state of consciousness, cosmic consciousness. You know, and as we awaken, brothers and sisters, we are now going to face the doorway. And what do I mean by that? There's going to be a doorway. It's going to be a big doorway. The door is your choice to open. When you get to that cosmic door, you're going to have to make a choice. You're either going to say, well, I'm ready to go higher up into a higher state of consciousness and open that door and finally become a galactic spiritual human being, or you'll have the choice to not do it. But it's the biggest choice that humanity will ever make in this current human history. The biggest choice. Okay? And people shouldn't get hung up in all this technology stuff, because that's not what it's about. It's not about having technology. It's not about having AI. It's not about having the fastest and baddest spaceship in the world. If that's what you think it is, you're missing the cosmic boat. And that means we would go back into a spiral of a technological society that destroys itself, because we're more interested in technology than we are in consciousness. Technology is not important. It's the consciousness. It's the elevation of consciousness. It's the elevation of being a cosmic spiritual being of light. That's important. All this other stuff, the technology, who cares? It's going to be there, but really, who cares? It's not the technology. You see, everybody says, when are we gonna make the contact with our space family? It's being done already individually with people all over the world. They're having contact right now as I speak. People who I don't even know. They could be in Arabia. They could be in Albania. They could be in Africa. They could be in the Netherlands. They could be in Sweden. There are people right now as we speak, I am certain, that are having contact with their star family, physical contact. They're not channeling anything. They're not wishful thinking. They're not going out of body. They're having physical contact with their space family. Cliff is saying, how do you get to a higher state of consciousness? It means that you have to take time for yourself, like 20, 30 minutes a day, meditate, use the word you and om. These are two powerful words, the word you, om, those vibrational words, and centering yourself, clearing your mind. Don't listen to your mind, but going into the center of your being. When you do those words, hey April, good to see you. When you use those words, you will be able to elevate your consciousness to a higher state of frequency. Once everyone on the planet gets that higher state of frequency, bam. That's when everything, all the dominoes come together in a very high state of consciousness. So meditation, I will say to every viewer out there around the world, if you're not meditating, you need to start doing it. Meditation is the center of getting you centered to that level of consciousness, because our space brothers and sisters, they operate on a very high level of spiritual consciousness. Humans don't. Billions of humans are not operating on that consciousness. It's not that they can't, they're just diverted their attention from all this other garbage on Earth that they have no idea of how to do it. But once you do it without distraction, it's going to make a difference. Yeah, so Derek, you can use, when I say frequency, For me, I love using ambient meditation music. I use Christ conscious music. I call it cosmic Christed music. I use YouTube. There's a lot of different videos that you can listen to with music of different frequencies. Starseed music. I use Christ consciousness music, which is on YouTube. I pick things with a high vibrational pattern, so I can meditate for 20, 30 minutes or even an hour. I'm in a certain frequency, a certain state of consciousness, and if you get in that consciousness, that helps you prepare to be centered every day. When the time comes when we have contact, and we are going to have it, then you'll be ready. Then you'll be prepared. And yeah, Spotify too, Lisa. That's right. Spotify has a lot of that as well. I use Spotify. But the whole idea, folks, is to get yourself into that higher state of consciousness, because it's going to be happening. There's going to be. I just added 2 videos to my Astrocran spaceship news here on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube, on here on TikTok. And this other video from Brazil is amazing. The person got some great footage, and it's incredible footage. And I'm telling you, all around the world, people are starting to videotape these spaceships. And there's more and more of it happening now. And you're going to see an increase of spaceship activity between now and 2025. If you take the time yourselves to go in a space and a clear night, have your camera ready, and spend 2 hours looking at the sky and meditating, you will see that there is activity, not just conventional aircraft or satellites which are in the sky going in the sky, or helicopters or Air Force jets. There's other activity going on. And most people are not aware of it because you spend your time not taking the time to take a deep breath and look up at the sky at night. You're facing forward. You're looking straight ahead, right? Thorth, as I do every night. That's good. After you manifested the other night, my fiance tried to destroy me. That's not good. Well, then she's got a problem. Wow, what's going on here? Power percent. And my little charging cable was not in all the way. So no, I'm here alive and well, folks. It was just my cable. I was at 1%. I didn't realize my battery power was down. Nothing weird. We are here. So as I was trying to say before I just disappeared off the screen, we are back. Hey Tara, good to see you. Please share and like. We're at 30,000.8. We want to get to at least 100,000 tonight, and glad to have everybody with us. If you said, what happened to the commander? It was just my battery. It went down, and I'm now looking at it's 1%. I'm hoping it will go up to 2. So we are here. Nothing weird. All good. All good. Just want to make sure it goes up to 2%. I got it hooked up here. It should not go down. So I'm operating at 1%, which is normally nothing I do. Never at 1%, not on this thing. Hey, good to have everyone with us here. So as I was saying, people are, and thank you so much for the gifts, all the gifts. People are waking up. But people have to really stay focused. I know everybody has things to do during the day. You thought I went on a spaceship with April? That day will come. That day will come for Johnny and Kit Kat, Chesno, and myself. That day will come. And we're all excited about that. So it's important to understand, again, when I lost the battery power, I just had to start redoing things. don't forget about Tim Schott from last night. I do know about Tim Schott. So Tim Schott, are you able to come on the show tonight and also tell your story? And welcome all the new people coming in here. We're glad to have you, Spiritual Abstract. Okay, so we're going to bring Tim Schott up here. And I just don't want to lose any power. Let me make sure that we are completely charging up here. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to pray that this thing goes up. Right now it seems to be okay. And we will try to do this. I think we're good. Okay, we're going to bring Tim Schott up here on Encounters. And we'll see what happens. Jordan Bell, thank you for the gifts. Here we go. Tim Schott. Oh, okay, I knew this was going to happen with my camera. It didn't do it until just now, but we got to go to a more lit up area here on our screen. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Commander.
Up here. Okay, there we go. Hey, Tim.
Hey.
You're doing good. Yourself?
Yes, sir. Before you get started with me, I got something to tell you. You know,
Yeah.
I was your last guest last night, and I was telling you my story. And when we signed off, I got a few messages, and I was returning one from Ariel T, one of your fans, and this was probably 10 minutes after the show ended. My power went out.
Your power went out?
My power went out, yep. And I was sitting here in the dark, and I was thinking, man, my power hadn't went out in forever. I can't remember the last time it went out. And after it went out, I could hear this hum. It was like a low electrical hum. Have you ever stood beside a big electrical box?
Yeah.
You can hear that hum. Well, I heard that hum. And I was sitting here in my chair, just where I was talking to you last night, where I am right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the lights were gone. It was completely dark, and I could hear that hum, and I could smell. If electricity had a smell, I believe this is what it would smell like. That's the type of smell it was.
Wow.
I was just thinking, I hope I didn't make anybody mad by telling my story, because as I told you,
you could have made anybody mad. That's pretty weird, though.
well, you know, you never know, because I've kept that to myself my whole life. Only like 2 people I've ever discussed it with, and you make 3, and then all the people on the show last night. But it led into the lights coming back on, and I went to bed, and I immediately went into a in between consciousness and sleep type deal, which I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about astral projection, and I don't astral project. I have many times, like I told you last night, being brought out of the house and flying into the sky at night, into the stars. That's happened in my dreams a lot. I don't do it on purpose. It just is part of my dreams. But that happened last night, and it hadn't happened in a while. So, and like I was telling you, I remember everything. My dreams are really vivid. My memories from long ago are very vivid long-term memory. And I was out in the sky, flying around, kind of like Superman, you know.
Yeah.
And a beam of light came, and it seemed like it was chasing me. And I was trying to fly away from the beam of light. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm just telling you. and I flew away, but I woke up. The light never got on me, and
Yeah.
that I went on to sleep. And when I got up this morning, of course, I thought about it and thought about my power and thought about you and the show. And I
Yeah.
thought, well, maybe it's just all coincidence, but I thought you might like that.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Did I do anything? I don't think last night I don't think I sent any space people over to your location, did I?
No, you said that the ship was going to be tonight's show.
Yeah, I did. Well, here's what I like to do, especially since you just told me something here. Give me a second. I'm trying to get my headphone. Give me 1 second. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring my volume up. I think I got my headphone. Okay, my AirPods on. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna change the background here for a minute. My AirPods are off, and I couldn't quite do what I wanted to do here. I will in a second. No, that's not what I wanted. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so what I want to do here is, as I said, I promised when we did the show last night, I want to bring a spaceship over your location, especially after you just told me what you told me, which is really weird.
Well, Commander, that's why I asked you. I hope I didn't make anybody mad. Let me ask you a quick question before you do this. Does the beings and the different species do they all get along, or is there rifts between some?
So, yeah, I can answer your question. So they're what we call lower vibrational ETs, and then they're the spiritual beings that I work with. My parents that are on the ship, my mother, my father, my two sisters and brother, they're with the Astro Command. They are spiritual men and women that are about 7, 8 feet tall, look to be in their 20s, maybe 30s, and they're way older than we are, but they look to be 20 or 30 years old, so to speak. So there has been uh, sort of like a galactic battle between these negative ETs trying to control the planet Earth. They're outnumbered now. They've been controlling the planet for a long time, and there are the people I work with, my cosmic family. They are now coming to, in a sense, liberate our planet from the garbage that we've been under control for a really long time, even before current Earth humanity. So there's a lot of things coming down the pike and happening in the skies above us that people aren't aware of right now. But there are things definitely changing for the better. So whatever happened last night after you got off my show, that is kind of disconcerting to me. I
Does
knew, I knew there was a reason why. Number one, I wanted to have back on. You're a great guest, and your stories were incredible. And also because of this thing that happened physically to you when you got off my show last night, it's definitely given me, a real understanding that we need to do this thing, and it's going to be all good. I've done it with other people. We're going to send a spaceship over your location, and
well
you're in Georgia.
does I'm in Georgia. Does this phrase mean anything to you? Which it got embedded last night somehow to me. I thought about it this morning too, and I've been thinking about it all day, and it keeps coming back. It does the phrase "don't connect" mean anything to you?
Not really. If it
Okay,
did, I'd tell you.
okay, all right,
If I did, I would totally tell you. But no, it doesn't. It's not. There's no vibe coming from that comment. So,
okay.
but yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So we're going to send an Astro Command ship. I'm calling on my space family. Can we please send Tim a Astro Command ship over your location, about 20,000 feet above your home? It's going to be a cloak ship. You're not going to see it. No one's going to see it. The military can't detect any of our ships, and it's well protected. So right now, in 2 seconds, there will be a ship over your location in Georgia. As I speak, I'm going to switch my consciousness level from just talk show host. I'm going to elevate myself to the other part of my consciousness, which is completely in contact with our space people. Okay, as we do this, I'm going to do what I've done with many guests who've been in these situations before in various timelines in terms of their stories. I want you to close your eyes, Tim, and I want you to clear your thoughts out. Don't think so much about things. I want you to breathe in and breathe out. Essentially, breathe in and breathe out of your nostril a couple of times until you're completely relaxed. And again, my battery power is up at 3%, so that's good. So I want you to just relax. Everything we're going to do here is going to be of the highest level of cosmic light. And when we're done doing what we're doing, everything is going to be completely at peace and a vibrational pattern of level where you are in Georgia. Everything's going to be shifting. Give me a moment. How do you feel?
I feel calm, very, very
Good.
calm.
Good. Then we'll begin. We're going to send 10 Ashtar people off the ship right now onto your property. That's the first thing we're going to do. There'll be 5 men and 5 women together. They're going to come, 5 of them are going to stay outside. 2 women and 3 men will come inside. The rest are staying outside. They're going to, the ship is actually monitoring your property out in the woods there. You live in the country. They're monitoring the area. They're trying to pick up if there's anything that shouldn't be there. The other 5 are going to be around your property. They're scanning with their space devices your land area. The other 5 are now, they can come through the molecular structure of your physical wall or door. They're now inside of your home. Give me a moment, please. When they are actively at a person's home, I feel the energy. I'm very hooked. I'm like in sync with the space people right now. I feel a very a strong connection, so to speak. They are about 70 feet tall. If you wanted to understand how tall they are in their spacesuits. You will not see them. They are men and women of the highest cosmic Christed light from the Astro Command, and they are also checking all your rooms in your location. And whatever that thing was that happened last night, they're actually checking that out to make sure that the energy frequencies are cleared. So they're doing some energy vibrational work in each room. The woman and 1 man are going to come up towards you. The other 3 are working around the house. The woman is going to touch you on the forehead. If the young woman, the space woman from the command, will do that, she knows what she's doing, and she has some things she wants to do. I never tell them what to do. They're their own people, but she knows what she wants to do. She'll be touching your forehead in a minute. Relax. Please touch his forehead so that he knows that you're there to help him. The man is going to work on your neck area. Always with each person, the neck area must be an opening to different parts of the physical aspects of the person. When you feel something on your forehead, please let me know.
Yes.
Okay, good. The spaceman commander, can you touch his neck area, please, and start the progression of work to help whatever was happening to clear all the energy out on the physical level? Let him know you're there, please.
Oh, Lord. Both of my cats are frozen.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel anything around the neck area, any kind of warmth?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The Ashtar commander, the male being of the command, he's working on you right now. The woman is working on your consciousness. Give me a moment, please.
My two cats are acting like somebody's in the room. They were
Yeah.
playing just now, but now they're completely like ears perked up. I can't believe that.
Yes. Well, there are 3 other space people in your room right now from the command. They're about 7, 8 feet tall. They're cloaked. Your cats can see them only because cats have a different vision than humans do. So they are seeing the 3 of them. They also can see the men and women that are working with you right now as well. The other 3 are working on whatever that was. They're saying whatever was happening, something was in your area last night. There's something that wasn't supposed to be there, and that's why you lost your power. We have another ship that's going to find out what that was. Something was interfering with you last night after you were off the show with me. I'm understanding they are now taking care of the situation. When they are finished, they're telling me that will not happen again. You're also going to have clarity. You're also going to be able to be well protected, so to speak. They're putting the other 5 space people from command are putting what I call advanced space devices around your property. This is to keep any lower vibrational ETs from coming into your area. Your consciousness is going to be opened up to a cosmic level where you'll be able to fully understand everything in the future, meaning everything from here on in, the future meaning tomorrow, the next day. When you do go to sleep and you do have a cosmic experience, it will be much more understood than it has been in the past. There'll be no question about your experiences. You're being elevated into a higher state of consciousness. They're also activating your cellular structure in your body, and they're also activating your DNA codes as I speak. Do you understand?
Yes, I'm just taking it all in. I feel it.
For people watching the show, I am CmdrAleon. I am your talk show host, but also understand something. As I said before, I come from the Ashtar Command. I came here on Mission Earth, and I've come here to also help people on this planet. So I'm not just a human being. I also am a space being in human form, so to speak. I don't channel anything. I am integrated into this consciousness. Do you understand?
I wish I was on video where y'all could see me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to change. Y'all would have been amazed. My cat Bella was steady clawing at the couch. She's got a claw space over there that I fixed
Mm-hmm.
up for.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said that they were coming in the house and into the room, she stopped immediately. Y'all probably heard her clawing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry is in front of me at my feet, and he was asleep. And he woke up and looked straight at the door.
Mm.
Just to kind of explain what was happening here at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yes. Your cats saw the space people come in their house. The cats did see them. So yes, the cats have a different consciousness. So cats can see things that humans are not aware of. And just like a dog can see something that humans might not see, your cat was able to see and perceive it. Absolutely true.
Well, also, hopefully, what I get out of this is some clarity of what has been all of my dreams, all of my night terrors. Maybe I can start remembering things that I saw that I can't remember,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
plus
Well,
moving forward, hopefully, because I know I'm going to keep having night terrors, and I'm going to keep having my
well,
dreams of
well. Let me just say something. You're not going to have continual night terrors. That's why the command's there. They're working on you now, so you're not having any more terrors anymore. That's the reason why. Part of the reason I sent them there. You're not going to have any of that anymore. I want you to repeat after me. I am never going to ever again have night terrors.
I am never, ever again going to have any night terrors.
Okay? You're not. That's why they're working on you. The reason why you're feeling calmer, they're working on your consciousness right now to take away whatever's in there that was creating that kind of thing happening to you. You're never going to have those experiences again, ever, after tonight, ever. It's going to be gone.
That will be a big relief. I believe you. I believe you. I believe them.
Yeah, that's why they're there. That's why they're physically there. That's why I sent the space people there to help you. These are medical people. They're from our ship. Some of them are medical people, the ones that are working with you. They're working on your brain right now, on your consciousness, on your fear levels. They're going to get rid of all that fear that has been in you for many, many years. It's going to be gone. I want you to keep your eyes closed at the moment. And one of the things I want you to say as they're working on you, I am empowered in the light.
I am empowered in the light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a
Cosmic Christed being of light.
cosmic process being of light.
And I will never, ever have fear or terror ever again in my dreams or my consciousness.
And I will never, ever have fear or terror in my dreams or consciousness ever again.
There you go. And you won't. You have to just let go of it. They're going to help you let go of it. They are the best people I sent to you. They're going to make sure you never, ever again have those problems. Ever. They're some of our best Ashtar people. And these are our medical people. They work on consciousness, they work on the etheric body, and they work on the physical body. So by the time you're done tonight, you're going to feel like a different person by tomorrow morning. Absolutely different. And the next time you come to my show, you're going to say, Commander, I have no more of that happening. And I didn't do anything. All I'm doing is assisting with the space people. They're doing the work, and I'm doing something. I have to take responsibility. I'm getting the ship over to you. I'm getting the space people over to you physically, who are cloaked, and I am doing something. So I do take responsibility for that. I keep saying I'm doing nothing, but I am doing something. And the person there that is saying what they're saying, I think it's a Tyler. Tyler, bye-bye. See you later. Have fun in space. We just took somebody out of our show here. A troll. We have trolls that come in every once in a while. But no fear, the commander's here, and thank goodness I'm the host of the show. So they're going to stay with you. They're going to stay with you till Saturday, Earth time. So they'll be leaving Saturday night. You're going to have their company for tonight, Friday night, and Saturday night. 3 nights. They're just going to make sure you're not having any going backwards into that level of what you call terror. They're going to make sure that you're fully at an alignment of consciousness, and you'll not have any more of those problems again.
Will they help me? Will they, hopefully I go into deep sleep?
Yeah, they're going to monitor your sleeping tonight. They're going to monitor you. They'll stay with you. And I think 2 of them will stay in the room. They won't interfere with your sleeping, but they're going to monitor your vibrational patterns, and they're going to monitor your consciousness and your dream state to make sure that you don't go reverberate back into any kind of like reversed consciousness, so to speak. But they've got you pretty well doing pretty good. They're working really on your brain right now, and they almost got everything pretty much fixed on what was causing those problems. But they are going to monitor your wavelength of your consciousness, and they're going to see what happens tonight to you.
Yes, a while ago, the hairs on my head stood up on the back of my head.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to let you and the command be with you. Before, a matter of fact, one of them, and they do have the ability to telepathically communicate through consciousness, like you and I are talking here. So I'm going to ask the woman, and again, for me, this is an experiment to get them to speak to the person they're with in the room. I'm going to ask the woman space commander to say something to Tim and telepathically, if she chooses to do it, to let him know who you are, who is helping him. And I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm going to experiment with our space family, the woman, and see if she will say something to Tim at this moment. So let me just be quiet for a moment and see what happens. Give it a moment. And nothing might happen either. I'm not saying they're going to speak, but I'm giving them the option to try to communicate telepathically with Tim.
Wait. No way. I know that just didn't happen.
What just happened?
No way, no way, no way. Oh, you ain't gonna. I don't know if I should tell it or not.
Go ahead.
I cannot believe. I don't know if she implanted it in my brain for me to think about it or how she did it. I didn't quite hear, but I know what she said. You probably won't believe it either.
Go ahead.
Connection is made.
Yes. You heard the woman say,
I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. That just didn't happen. No way. That's my mind. My mind playing tricks on me.
no, your mind's not playing tricks on you at all. Your mind's going to try to tell you it didn't happen. Don't listen to your mind. What you instinctively know happened within you actually just happened. The space woman just communicated in vocabulary to you through telepathy. Don't let your mind jinx you. What happened actually did happen. Good thing I'm here. Well, I'm the one who instigated this thing, and it's an experiment for me to get them to speak when they're with somebody. And this woman from the space of the Astro Command just spoke to you. So believe it, brother, it's real.
Are they gonna try and find the ones that told me don't connect?
They'll find them. The Star Command finds every one of those type of beings. They'll find them, and when they do, they'll quarantine them. The ones that told you not to connect were of a low vibrational level. They didn't want you to have this understanding. The command will find them, they'll get them, they'll quarantine them, they'll get them. They will.
So the phrase "don't connect" didn't mean anything to you. It just only meant something for me.
Right. But the woman from the Space Command who's with you right now, who's working with you, she's really beautiful, like beautiful person, beautiful period. But she communicated telepathically with you. So now you know that when they say we are now connected, they can communicate with you. The space people that I work with, which are the beautiful people of light, they now have gifted you with the ability to open your telepathic abilities to communicate with them. So that's a beautiful thing, brother.
Yeah, I'm almost about to cry over it.
It's okay if you cry, you know. Let the emotions out. No, no one has to hold the emotions in, whether you're a man or a woman. It's better to let the emotions out, the emotions of joy and freedom and liberation of your whole consciousness. It's okay to do that, It's okay to do that, brother. You're a beautiful soul, man.
It's like otherworldly. It's like impossibility. There's no way that just happened. No way. But
Your mind says no
did.
way. You know it did. Don't ever listen to your mind ever again telling you no way. She communicated with you through telepathy. Your brain doesn't want you to go that way, but forget your brain. The brain gets us into blockage. Don't listen to your brain. They're going to work on your brain a little bit, but you just had communications with her. Everything you're experiencing, my audience is listening to this, and they're saying that everything that we're doing with you, with the Ashtar Command, is real. I don't channel anything. I don't have crystal balls. I don't have pendulums. I don't have cards in my hand. I am a space being in human form that came here to bust the matrix and to help people. And that's exactly what I'm here to do.
Well, I'm talking to you with my eyes closed. I hadn't opened my eyes only just a couple of times to look to see what my cats were doing. But there's no way. I'm not. I don't even know what the audience is saying. But there's no way. There's no way that you didn't know the phrase I asked you about. It doesn't it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. So when you say don't make contact, I know what that meant, what they were saying, the beings that were saying that, but I said don't believe that, because when I send the spaceship over, and when you talked about your lights going out after the show, that's when I knew I had to bring the spaceships over. And that's when I knew I had to bring the men and women from the command in there to help you.
Well,
And
it's not. It's not. It wasn't contact. It was. I asked you, did the phrase "don't connect" mean anything? And she just said the connection is being made.
Right. But that was the Astro Command woman. So this other thing that said don't connect had no relationship to me. I couldn't. The reason why I didn't connect with that wording is because it wasn't coming from a vibrational pattern which was of the highest level of light.
Yeah.
That's why. But as soon as she said what she said, and part of their medical work they were doing with your physical body and your consciousness was they were fixing things that were disconnecting you from the higher levels of light. And now you're connected to the higher levels of light. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it was. And it still is. It still is.
And it will be from now on forever and ever. You're never going to have, this is not like a one-time experience. This is a permanent increase in your DNA structure, in your cellular structure, in your brain. They're working on the brain a little bit more to get the brain to get in alignment with your spiritual consciousness. And that won't be hard. They're doing that right now. So, but you're in good shape. You're in good shape.
Commander, I think I'm gonna get off here for a minute
It's
and
okay.
sit here for a minute and soak this in and realize what's happening, and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, is that
You
okay?
could, or just because I'm not going to be, I'm going to stay on here till like 1 o'clock. So
Yeah,
yeah, if you even if you don't come back on, they're working with you. They're going to be with you. They're now your friends. My space family. They're your friends. When I say family, my galactic family, the command. They're here with you. They love you, and they're going to work with you. So
I'm
soak it
gonna
in. Take your time, and just enjoy the evening.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back tonight. I'm pretty sure. I just need to gather myself.
Yeah, perfectly fine,
I'm
brother.
really comfortable. I'm calm. I don't. I know they're here. I know she just said what she just said. I know. So I'm gonna sit here and just let it be us for a minute or two.
Yeah,
I'll
take
come
your
back.
time. Take your
Okay.
time with her. I'm gonna put you down here so you can have that moment with her. She's still there, so if you end up communicating with her, that's beautiful. So Tim, so folks, if you're just watching the show and you're wondering what just happened here, understand something. Like I said before, I am human. I have the human life. I work during the day. I do all the human things human people do. But understand something. I'm not from here. I switch my consciousness quickly to Astro Command consciousness. What does that mean? I'm able to do what I do. I've been doing this for about now 8 months. When I first came on here on TikTok, I didn't know I had this ability. I was only activated months later, last year, I started doing this. And what just happened with Tim it's an amazing thing. I'm now starting to do something else. I'm having the space people speak to them telepathically. When I help somebody who's been an abductee or what have you, I'm experimenting with letting them speak, and I'm quiet, and I let the person, the guy or gal who I'm speaking with, listen to see if they communicate telepathically, and they're actually communicating with the people I have on here telepathically. All this stuff is real. All this stuff is happening, and I'm very humble in what I do here. And if I help somebody, I help them unconditionally. Part of my mission work. So this is why this show is not just your regular UFO show. That's why this show is better than those nuts and bolts shows where they have a former Pentagon general telling all kinds of garbage and giving no kind of information out to the public. You know, really. I got half a glass of apple cider left, so I need to take a drink. Good thing I have apple cider. When you do this kind of stuff, you need to get some apple cider. Well, he had lost his end coal. He had lost electricity after he went off my show last night, and all kinds of stuff started. Like a few things happened. There was like a smell and whatever, and I didn't know that happened. So then I promised I was going to do something last night with him. So we sent a spaceship over to his location in Georgia. He lives out in the country, and we sent 10 Astro Command people, 5 of which were in the house and 5 on the outside of the house. And our spaceship of the command that was cloaked was scanning the land area for anything that might have been affecting the power outage that he had last night after the show. Brandon says, how may I make contact? I've tried all kinds of stuff. People think I'm nuts. You're not nuts, but I have seen things. Brandon, we'd like to bring you up here. You said you've seen things. Let me just mention, as a guest on the show, you must be over 18. No kids on the show. No foul language or cursing, which is the same thing. No drugs, no smoking, no vaping, no paranormal discussion. It's all related to encounters, UFO areas. It could be, contact with space people that are positive, contactee experiences, abductions. It could be the mer people, the fairies, the Bigfoot. These are the things we get into. It could be the inner Earth societies, excuse me. And so we're definitely going to follow you, Brandon. And we'll bring Brandon up. If you want to give us some background of your story, Brandon, we'd love to talk to you. Brandon Harrison, you're invited to come on Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. And it's optional. If people don't want to come up, they don't have to. But I guarantee you a lot of people would like to hear your story. And if you're a troll or somebody that thinks this is a joke, being a host of the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, I will take you out in 2 seconds off this program. So be very conscious of where you're going here tonight. Because people know me. My moderators and myself, unlike other TikToks where there's tons of trolls, we take them out. You will not be here. You'll be somewhere in outer space somewhere, guaranteed. Apple cider, yeah, apple cider is delicious, April. I'm just reading. Yeah, Greta, I am. The only addiction I have is apple cider. That is the only addiction I have. And we are going to be on till near 1 a.m. And then we're going to try to get some sleep. I'm trying to relegate my time period on here. Hey, Zycarax, when we have our mass contact, will they be helping all of us raise our consciousness like tonight? Yes. When we have major contact, it's going to be to help all of us, not just a few people. It's going to be the whole planet. No one's going to be left out. Thank you for the question, Zycarax. And Cole, no problem. You're very welcome. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate the compliments. Thank you. Hey, Lisa, love. Good to see you. Rob, a.k.a. Aster Cirrus, I was drawn outside to see 3 or 4 UFOs at one time. I enjoyed it. They heard me speaking. Yeah, because the space people, Rob, will hear you speaking because they're telepathic. So you're able to use your consciousness to operate in a way where you're communicating, Rob, with them also on a conscious level. Very good. Very good. Let's see here. Princess Gwen, take care. I've been seeing strange conscious looking crafts from drone night footage still. Oh, interesting frequency. Yes, Penny Jocelyn, yes, within a year and a half is when we're looking, unless they change the timeline, which we can just be the messenger. If they change the timeline, we'll let everybody know. Can you look at my question above? Hey, my cup of tea. Let me see if I can see your question. We are going to. I will go backwards, my cup of tea. Let me see if I can see your question here. Tara, thank you for the bear. I'm going backwards. I don't see your question. I know some questions are filtered. My cup of tea, ask me the question right now. Let me see if I can see it. Brandon, I see shining. Thank you for the hat. Brandon, I see your thing there. I might have to bring you up my cup of tea as well. If I don't see your question. Hey, Berkeley man, good to see you. So my cup of tea, I think we're going to bring you up because I don't see your question. That's been happening a lot lately. Let's see here. And we'll bring you up for a minute or two, my cup of tea, because I didn't see your question. I want to bring you up here. It's something with TikTok. I don't know what it is. Good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing? I didn't see your question, so I wanted to bring you up so I can actually answer it.
Well, I have actually a couple of questions, and I can't write the whole question on there because it won't let me do the whole thing. So anyhow, since you had helped me a couple of weeks ago, one thing I noticed was I've been having a lot of trouble with my neck, And well, after they were here, um, the Ashtar people,
Yeah.
my neck, I was able to turn my neck really far because it's been very limited. But now it's going back to being real stiff again.
Huh.
So I was just wondering, since they were here, would I be able to call on them now or not? Or
You could. As a matter of fact, now that they've worked with you, if you call them in your consciousness, even when you're not on with me, and say, can you please, the medical team of the Ashtar Command, can you please help me with my neck? You can call them. I've never had somebody do that before, but you're the first one to ask that question. I would say try doing it and let me know what happens with that. But I believe that is possible now. Once they've connected with you and done the work with you, I think you can do it.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah. I think they'll be able to help you.
I had whiplash when I was 18, and I have 3 spurs in my neck.
Oh, wow.
And I've had a lot of pain with it. And I ride horses and that, so it's very restrictive, I guess you'd call it, for me. And it's hard for me to look back, like even when I'm driving a vehicle or anything. So I have very limited movement in my neck. And I've had all kinds of different things done, but nothing really has seemed to work at all.
Yeah, so you can actually ask them, again, I don't know what'll happen. I've never had someone ask me if that can happen. If it does happen, then I know for myself, if you see it happen to you, then I would suspect all the people I've worked with will have, the possibilities of asking for help if they need it again, even if they're not talking to me live on the program.
How would I go about asking them?
Asking them, just say, I'm so-and-so, you were working with me, and my neck it went back to being stiff. I need your help with my neck area. And just say, I am the Christed being of light that you worked with in your form. Can you help me? And if you just put things in in that verbiage, I believe that, again, this is an experiment. I've never had that asked of me. Let me know what happens.
So do I call on like the
Ashtar Command?
The Ashtar Command, yeah. Okay.
The Ashtar Command medical team. Okay. And you ask for the same people that helped you the last time to come back and help you with your neck area.
Okay. And
let me know what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I've been seeing this like light. It doesn't really look like a star to me because it has a lot of different colors in it. And I was kind of wondering if that might be a spaceship above my farm.
Well, when you are on your farm and you close your eyes, just ask yourself, go within, don't think about it. Okay. Just go with your initial instincts within your inner being. Your inner being, your higher self will tell you if that's a spaceship. Don't listen to your brain. You have to go within on that. So next time you see that light, ask the question telepathically, are you a spaceship? And listen to what the answer is within you, not from your mind, but from within your inner being. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, when I looked up, I looked at it and I said, "Well, that's a spaceship." I didn't really think about it, I guess, at the time. And I pretty much see it every evening.
Yeah, so you have to ask yourself whether you'll know whether it's a star or not when you have that inner reflection, meaning you ask that question within, and you're going to use your telepathy, not your verbal consciousness. You're going to go within and say, "Are you beings on a spaceship? Are you in that light? Is that a spaceship? You can say, can you move a little bit? Can you do some movement?" So there's certain things you can ask as to whether or not it is a spaceship. By going in and asking those questions, you'll get the answers.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate that.
Good to see you again, my cup of tea.
Yes, thank you very much.
I appreciate the question. And we're going to bring up One last guess for the night. Captain Chris says he was in the military with two other people in the middle of the ocean. Oh, interesting. Hey, Chris, we're going to bring you up on the show. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. Encounters on all the social media. This is the place you want to be, folks. Captain Chris will be our next guest. If he accepts my request, I'll have you on the show. And we'd like to hear your story. He was in, I guess, the Navy. Hey, Chris, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us. And I was reading your comments. I'm certainly, of course, we'd have you on here. You're our last guest for the night. Tell us a little bit about yourself and give us some background history on what happened.
So I was spending time for the Polish military because, like, that's what you have to do when you're 16 for at least 2 years. And we were stationed out in the middle of the ocean on like this like island base. And we were smoking late at night, and there's no lights anywhere for like 200 miles. And we're looking at the stars because you could see like the Milky Way, the galaxy, shooting stars. And we see 2 or 3 stars that were like moving, like left and right, left and right. And then we seen another star that was like changing colors. And all the boys had like their explanation for it, like, oh, that's satellites, that's Mars changing colors. But after a while, they were moving across the entire horizon, like at light speed. Yeah, nothing could move across that far, that fast. There's nothing man-made that could move like that. And this, yeah, it was like unexplainable. And they started interacting with each other, like they're chasing each other, moving around. And there was like 3 white ones, like 3 white stars. That's why we thought, that's why we thought they were stars until they started moving. And they were like chasing and interacting with the one that was changing colors, like 4 in total. Yeah, like the 3 would form into a triangle and then like split up and do all types of crazy shit and just move all across the whole sky. And they were so far out into the, like, you could tell that they were in the atmosphere. Like nothing on Earth could be that far out. And moving that fast across the sky, I had no explanation for it. And you know what I'm saying?
How would you? You know, it's because they're going beyond anything we technically would be able to do. They're doing things in space that, you know, you know, like we do jet, you know, on Air Force jets, we've seen videos and documentaries of Air Force jets doing spins and stuff. But these spaceships can do things that no air pilot can do ever on our planet.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Air Force.
Yeah.
There's no way.
The Air Force themselves, too, all the time. If they see something like that, they're told to not report it. And they see it all the time.
Now, what level of the military were you? Were you in the Navy or what level?
I was just in like, they called it ground breach, but it was really like in America, it would be like Army. But I was just like the most basic you could be. And then I got the hell out because I did not want to serve. I just served for my country, for my age.
Okay. But in that time, you had these incredible experiences with these non-terrestrial spaceships that were doing all kinds of things in the sky that they're just not normal to a normal conventional aircraft.
Yeah, that thing was insane. There was no way that nothing on Earth could be that far, moving that fast. There was no way. Yeah. And then just like we seen it, my boys were like flashing strobe lights at it, and it just disappeared. It like stayed still like they're stars, and they slowly just disappeared as soon as they started flashing strobe lights.
Yeah. So they, you know, what that is about, very interesting enough, Chris, is that the space people on those ships that you're seeing, they are aware of the people that you were with. There's no way they weren't. They are aware of our consciousness. You're aware of them. They're aware of you, even though they're doing their thing. And they just were responding. They could have responded and flashed back a light. They could have come closer, but they just disappeared one by one, which is they just went. They were gone.
Yeah, you know? They came closer a little bit, and I couldn't tell. It looked like there was like this beam in the sky, but I couldn't tell because it was just so far. But then they started like flickering like stars would, and then just pretended to be stars and slowly disappeared. But they actually did come close when the beams were flashing. It was crazy as fuck.
Yeah, see? And with these things, the laser lights that people use without hitting a jet or something in commercial traffic, people have used certain laser lights to interact with these spaceships, and the spaceships will interact with either a brighter light or some sort of a reaction to the laser. And a lot of C5 people that are doing contact with extraterrestrial intelligence with a C5 app, they use lasers. All the people I know involved in serious connections use these things called lasers. And it does work, but you have to be very careful with them because of the FAA. If you shoot them up in the sky and you're hitting a jet, that could be a problem.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, thank you for sharing that story. That's another great thing about the show. That is part of what Disclosure is about. When people can come here and share their experiences and their sightings, I appreciate it so much on the show. And Chris, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell people what I seen.
Absolutely. And you've been on the #1 spiritual talk show on social media. So congratulations. We're going to bring
thank
Chris
you,
down.
sir.
All right. And we'll do one more person, maybe. My footsie, I think it's my foot. Let me see here. I know I'm gonna mess it up. My footsie book. Good evening. Are you there? You just pressed the request button to come on live with us on Encounters. Oh, there you are. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
We're doing good. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, how have you been?
We're doing well, and there's a lot of stuff going on. It's amazing. I helped this other person earlier. He was on my show tonight, and we sent a spaceship over his location in Georgia, and it's just some beautiful things. We're helping people as well as interviewing people about their experiences. Everything's happening as always.
What have you documented with pictures?
Well, the most important thing I've documented, and all my shows are my Astro Command Spaceship News on YouTube. The most interesting thing is for 8 months between regular interviews, I've helped people and sent spaceships over with space people that have helped them from abductees to people have better understanding of their contacts. And these are all documented on my old recorded. All the shows are recorded after here. I put them on YouTube. So like my show tonight with Tim, people can watch that show and see exactly what he was experiencing, including the space woman talking to him telepathically. And he responds on the show. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Yeah.
How cool.
So many things. Yeah. So many things. So tell us about yourself and what your experiences are.
I don't know if when I'm dreaming.
Oops.
I've had a few weird they call it paralysis when you're dreaming and you can't move.
Yeah, like paralysis. Yeah, paralyzed.
Yeah, so I've experienced that, and I had a face right in front of me saying, "Are you real?" And I said, "Yes. Can you talk to me? Are you real?" And the face went right in front of me and said, "Can you see me? Can you see me?" And I said, "Yeah, I can." And then it froze, and then I couldn't move.
What did the face look like? Do you remember?
Very large egg eyes. But it was very shadowy on the background. But right before that happened, I was in my backyard and my dogs were going berserk. They were barking. And then I became like really frozen and I couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And I don't remember anything for like 2 days after that.
Yeah. So that tells me a lot right there. Actually, you had an encounter with what I would call probably a Zeta being You didn't have paralysis or what you call being paralyzed. Well, they could make you be not able to move if you're being abducted. And if you had missing time, that means that you were probably taken on their
2
spaceship.
days. 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days of missing time. Yeah, you were taken off planet, and you did definitely have a situation when they were abducting you. So you're basically what I would call, if I had to categorize the situation, it would be an abduction experience. So right off the bat, right there, that is not. What year did that happen? Do you remember?
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Wow. This is going to be one of those nights, folks. So here's what I would like to ask you, if you're willing to do this. I am willing to work with you right now to stop that from happening. Abductions
Okay.
are not good, and I will work with you on this right now. So
Okay.
I want you to. I'm going to bring a spaceship over your location. What state are you located in?
San Jose, California.
Okay, San Jose. Okay, yep, San Jose. We spoke before.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about this thing happening 3 days ago that I can recall. So I know we spoke before, so I remember the discussion. But this is something that's not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring a spaceship over your location. I want you to close your eyes. And what we're going to do, I want you going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to breathe out deep. You're going to breathe in and breathe out of your nostrils about 3 or 4 times or 5 times or whatever. You're going to relax yourself here because you had an abduction experience, and it was Zeta. The Zeta actually somehow, for whatever reason, they decided to abduct you, and that's just, it's just not cool. So I'm going to go back into my switching of consciousness, folks. And my Ashtar family, the Ashtar people monitor my show from the spaceships. They watch my show all the time. So many Ashtar people on ships are watching this show right now. I'm going to ask that one of the ships go to your location, and right now go about, it'll be about 30,000 feet above your location. It'll be a cloaked spaceship. Give me a moment. I want you to keep your eyes closed. I want your brain to shut off, your brain just to stay out of the picture here. Tell me when you're relaxed after you've done the breathing exercises. Let me know.
I'm totally relaxed.
Okay. I want the Ashtar Command to send 10 people. They want to send 10 people. Okay, send 10 people down to her location in San Jose. 5, again, are coming into your room, into your house. The other 5 are outside. They'll be doing some scanning. The ship's scanning the area for the Zeta ship that was there, and the Zetas that came into your room and abducted you 3 nights ago. Give me a moment. Um, 3 of them are going to work, and these are our medical team. 3 of them are going to work with you. One is, there are 2 women and 1 man. They're going to work on the neck area. One's going to touch your neck in a minute. That'll be the woman. The other one's going to touch the top of your head, and the other person is going to touch your forehead. And there's a reason why they do it this way: neck, head, and forehead. So in a moment, can you, all 3 of you, please let her know you're there? Make sure she's comfortable and let her know that you're there. Please, at the same time, 1, 2, 3. Can you all touch her in the neck area, the forehead, and the top of the head? And they know what they're doing, so I just leave it up to them. I'm just letting them know it's okay to do stuff right now and let you know they're there. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute so that you can just focus, relax, and when you feel all 3 of them, let me know. Wait a minute. I just lost my guess. What happened to her? I had my eyes closed. I lost her. Maybe she didn't hear me. I just turned my head away. I was really tuned into the command right at that moment. Yeah, she needs to close her eyes. I know she didn't do that. Yeah, no, she had her eyes open. That's not the way. It doesn't work good that way. Let me see here. Yeah, that's not good. I was trying to guide her. If she comes back, we're going to have to do some serious work with her. She was microwaving, I think. Well, we'll find out what's going on with her. I'm not sure what happened, but I wasn't constantly with my eyes open. She was just going about her own stuff, and it seems like, thank you. You know, you can't help somebody unless they really focus on what you're doing. She was on her cell phone. Yeah. She was drinking? Okay. Yeah, maybe she wasn't. Yeah, she was doing something else, and she had to stay focused with me in order for me to help her. And I can see she was just dabbling in the kitchen, doing some other stuff. I can't, there's no way I can do what I do. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you, Annie. No, she wasn't. Yeah. Hey, Soulful Sweet 8, we'll have to have you on tomorrow night. It's a little after 1. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love everybody here. And again, I'm not going to judge anything here. Brandon, thank you. My whole thing is I come from the Ashmore command level of light and love. So I love everybody. And I just have to just realize that whatever happened, happened. And it's all good. And we just have to be the loving people that we are, right? Isn't that the way it should be? Yeah. We can only try to help somebody. Well, folks, it's now 1:08. I want to thank you for all your gifts, all your love back to me. I send my love back to all of my people out here, all 357 of you, some of the new people. Everybody follow me and also follow each other. Everybody like. We're at 68.2. We didn't hit 100,000. But the only thing I request tonight, the biggest gift you can give me is all 358 of you tap the screen. Everybody tap the screen. We're almost at 100,000. Can we do this? Can you do a favor for me, folks? Can you get me up to 100,000 in like 5 or 10 minutes? I'm at 68. If you look at the top screen, when you tap the screen, that creates the heart. The heart is what gives me the higher numbers. So if we can do this in 5 minutes, I'd be really happy. That would be the biggest gift you can give me to get us at 100,000. And I have a little bit of apple cider left, so I better finish it while I'm still here. And I always have to say, this show would be nothing without you. Really, truly. I do see you out there. Some TikTok people are there just to hear themselves and their ego and get like all hopped up about their ego. I don't get to every comment because I am human, but I do see you all out there. I do love all of you, all the new people, all the people that have been watching the show since last year, and all the new people coming here. We do really appreciate you a great deal. All the people that took the time to be interviewed. Tim, hey brother, we send our love to you, brother. I just really care about people. And that's why this show is so popular, because we're not just your nuts and bolts show. We really get into listening to people. We want to hear their stories. And if we have to help them, we want to help them. That's the difference between this UFO show and 10,000 other shows on the Netflix or Discovery Channel, all those documentary shows. Everything that happens here is real, and we always will get to the cosmic truth because we're going to do it together. My audience is the most important part of this show. Without you, I can be talking to myself, but that's easy, And if I talk to myself, I already know what I know, but if I can share my knowledge with you and answer your questions and have the background I've had since, growing up through the 60s and having encounters and sightings, I love being able to have you on here. And let me see here. Mojo Rider, if you can come back with us tomorrow night, we'll have you on here. I don't know who Mojo Rider is, and I have no idea what Mojo Rider wants to say. But if you'll come on tomorrow night and give some background as to what you want to talk about, we'd be happy to have you on the show. All right, everybody, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for being here. Have a blessed night. No, we're not in an experiment. John Paul, no experiment. We are here for a reason. We are created here as human beings by our parents, and all life forms are created by the Creator, which is God. So we're not some sort of experiment. We're here to elevate our consciousness and to remember who we are and wake up and get back to that higher level of consciousness, what I call the cosmic spiritual levels of light. Edward, thank you. I appreciate you. AK, thank you, everybody. My cup of tea, thanks for coming on and asking that question. We're almost at 100,000. Almost there. Almost there. And I thank you for all the gifts. I only need one more hat to make my goal, the hat with the mustache. So if somebody wants to do that or do any TikTok gifts. Also, my Venmo account, which I tend not to always remember to do, Tahar. If you want to go on my Venmo account, I always think Tahar. Thank you for the crystal for the heart. My Venmo account is on my main page, on my profile. Tahar, Brandon. Thank you. We made it up to 100,000. Thank you, everybody. You can actually do a donation of $5 or $10. Every $5 or $10 on my Venmo will be helpful to the work we're doing. It really does help. I am committed to what I do here. Once in a while, I might take a night off, because I am human and I need time to recenter. So sometimes I'll get away from the technology for a night just to realign. Enlighten, thank you so much. Thank you for the heart. We appreciate everything. Again, I send my love to all of you, all the new people. Thanks for being here. We'll be here for 5 or 10 minutes checking it out. I know you're going to be addicted to the show if you keep coming back. It'll be the best addiction you'll ever have. I guarantee it. Brandy, Nicole, hi. Everybody, Zaina. Take care, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow night. My Venmo is like PayPal, yes. As a matter of fact, PayPal owns Venmo. So if you go on my Venmo link, it's a PayPal company. And just go to my link. It's a safe thing to send me a donation on Venmo on my link. And that'd be great. All right, folks. Take care, everybody. Have a good morning. Have a good Friday.